I have played an absurd amount of Arma 2, and I've learned a lot of pretend military things from Bohemia Interactive's hardcore open-world war simulator. I've learned how to use a compass. So that way is north, and that's the sun. Yeah, that's the sun, and virtual moss only grows on the southwest side of trees. I've learned how to read maps. That seems like a mountain. I think that's a lake. I've discovered that the minimum altitude for jumping out of a plane is something like 100 meters. God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I've also learned that helicopters are bad news bears. There's nothing more terrifying to a soldier than being pursued by something flying, metal, and loud. Since time immemorial, helicopters have threatened our well-being. Helicopters think they're better than you. Helicopters don't use their turn signals on the freeway. Helicopters don't exercise their right to vote. And let's just admit it, helicopters have more girlfriends than you do. But I'm here to tell you that you've got a fighting chance against these handsome, spinning sky tanks. Armed with my advanced knowledge of sort of realistic combat and your helicopter racism, you'll be blowing up more choppers than Michael Bay. Believe me, I know how it goes. When you're faced a cockpit with a helicopter in a game, your first instinct is probably to look for some conveniently placed rocket launcher. Pick it up and swat that steel fly down. But things aren't quite that simple in Arma's elaborate world of military simulation. Anti-air missiles, like this Stinger launcher, take up a ton of inventory space, and you're usually stuck with whatever you bring into the field. On top of that, some helicopters even have a direct defense against missiles called countermeasures. Countermeasures are a pyrotechnic cloud of flares and aluminum that can parry your missile in midair. Basically, they're rocket bait, and they can make your magic missile miss its target, even if you're locked on. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but machine guns are my favorite anti-helicopter defense in Arma. Their best trait is that they carry a ton of ammo, and that they can spend that ammo very quickly. The other upside, of course, is you can use them to shoot at people. Step one of hunting helicopters, then, should be to find a machine gun. If you're near an ammunition box, this shouldn't be too hard. Walk up to a box and inspect its contents by pressing the G key to enter the gear menu. If that box has machine guns in it, you should have a few options. I like the M240. It has a 100-round clip, and it fires 7.62mm ammunition, which has plenty of stopping power. But if you want to sacrifice damage for ammo capacity, grab an M249. The 249, otherwise known as the SAW, or Squad Automatic Weapon, is a lighter machine gun, and it actually fires the same 5.56mm rounds found in an M16 and most other assault rifles. Because that ammunition is smaller, it can carry 200-round belts. If there isn't a convenient crate of weapons in sight, grab a machine gun from a slain enemy or teammate. Don't feel guilty about it. Winning in Arma is all about adapting and using whatever's at your disposal. Next, you need to find a helicopter. Look, there's one, entertaining a lady. Now that we've found our target, we need to prepare to engage it. Arma is a military sim, so we can't expect to shoot accurately from the hip with a weapon that weighs like 25 pounds. Firing while standing, or even crouched, won't produce the accuracy we need to damage the helo. What you really want is a steady firing platform to absorb the recoil of our massive weapon. Hey, the earth is pretty steady, so let's use that. Find a patch of ground that you like and go prone. Prone is the fancy word military people invented for lying on your stomach. Anyway, once you're set, aim for the helicopter's tail rotor. Think of the tail rotor as the weak point, like the heart of a dragon or the lemon-filled center of the donut that causes the donut to lose all lateral control. Hit the dirt, put a few shots into this precious pinwheel, and the chopper won't be able to stabilize its movement. Helicopters think they're so tough, and pilots love to ignore small arms fire. Surprise them with this tactic. Grab an MG, get prone, and open up on their tail. It's tough to pull off, but there's no better feeling than bringing a bird down that's a threat to you and your team.